Welcome to the My Friend Had a Baby podcast. This week, the boys talk about the 20-week scan. And don't miss out on Word of the Week and How to Dad. I hope you love this episode. There's also some rude words. Enjoy!
My friend had a baby, now he don't sleep no more. Waves crash in his eyes, tides on the nursery floor. Oh, my friend had a baby.
I think this is a couple of days ago now. So we've got a dog, right? And she's heavily medicated because she's got all sorts of things that little sausage dogs have, which is anxiety and whatnot. So she's heavily medicated.
That's my kind of dog.
Yeah.
That is my kind of dog.
She barks quite a bit, but we have like a lot of things in the way to like stop her from barking and stuff. And she'd be a lot worse if she wasn't medicated. So we're spending a freaking arm and a leg on that to keep her in the house. And our neighbour on one side isn't a fan of that noise at all. It's like 3 barks and he's angry. And the other day, it must have been a build-up after months and months because he's yelled at us over the fence before and like used profanity and stuff like that. And like, come on, man, you can't. You've got the kids around, like you're scaring them. And so I got home from work the other day, jumped in the backyard, started running around with the kids, and the dog's barking as well because she's getting excited by all this stuff. And like 30 seconds in, we're hearing screaming and yelling coming over the fence. And I'm like, mate, like calm down. It's been 30 seconds. There's no reason to get all fired up and like these using some rather unsavory language at the same time. Like, you have to stop. I've got my kids here, like chill out. And while I'm there trying to keep the peace and everything, I've got the 5-year-old and the 3-year-old at my feet and they're wanting to get involved. They're like, oh, what's going on, Dad? Like, what's happening here?
Let's punch on.
and my 5-year-old turns to me and she goes, Dad, is he being mean? I'm like, yeah, he's being a bit mean at the moment. And it's being a bit rude. And she goes, oh, okay, and gets this massive smile across her face. And she pelts out in the loudest voice that she can over the fence, your house is terrible. And then my son, who's like getting a whiff of the vibe that's going on here, he looks at me with a smile. He goes, oh, you're a poo-poo. Over the fence at her. And like it was one of those parenting moments where you are so proud. You're just so proud at them arcing up, but at the same time you can't reinforce that. I felt like I couldn't reinforce that in the moment because I'm trying to keep the peace and everything. Like, guys, we don't do that. Even though next door's been using some bad language, we're not going to stoop to that level. But I was immensely proud of them in that moment.
I'm proud of them in that moment. Like that's like, I don't have a lot to do with your children, but I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I just love the way your kids express their frustration. It's such a sign of the household they're brought up in, where everyone's sensible and they're mindful of their language. You don't know this about me because I've never driven with you before, but I'm a absolute psychopath inside the confines of my car. Like the things that I say, even like I will say them and stop and in shock kind of go, fucking where'd that come from?
Yeah.
That's really bad. I'm mindful to a degree when there's a child in the car. I had the niece in the car and someone cut me off and I did what I normally do internally that time, but what slipped out was, you motherfucker. Like that slipped out. And then I explained to my niece, and I'm not going to say which side of the family is on, but the side will know which one it is.
Yeah.
I said, oh, whoa, you said a bad word. Why did you say a bad word? I said, because that motherfucker cut me off. And, and then I went, oh, no. Oh, shit, you're not meant to know this. Like, it's just you and me. This is a you and me thing. Let's just keep it to ourselves that I said those things. I'll buy you whatever the fuck you want. Like, whatever you want. Like, let's go. We just went to Coles and I'm like, just have whatever you want. Oh, can I have a mother? Yes, you can. You absolutely can have an energy drink. And then we get back and she walks in drinking the mother. And their mother then turned around and said, why'd you get that mother? And she said it was because a motherfucker cut Uncle Scotty off. I was like, you rat! You ratted me out.
Oh no, that's terrible. Like, where is the common decency these days of bribing children? Does that not work anymore?
Oh, when I got bribed as a child, you cut a deal, you stick with the deal, right? These kids, they don't know how this works. And next time I blatantly do something wildly inappropriate or say something wildly inappropriate, there will be no deal because I know I'm going to get ratted out regardless. It's actually, this is really fun, this episode, because we don't have a guest. So now I don't even need to pretend to be professional in any way, shape or form. I'm just going to say motherfucker the whole way through. It's
all coming out. That's fantastic. Yeah, I think there's been a couple of times where I remember as a kid growing up and there were a few moments of maybe don't tell mum that. And I'm like, you've got me. I'm locked in. All good. Not a problem.
There was something really fun and kind of, I don't know, you're in this, you've got a secret with an adult. It's like, I don't know if the adults around me were just really good at manipulating me. And then I just wanted to be in the goss. Like I just wanted, and they were just like, oh, this is between what I did, that person I punched, that's between you and me. And when we go to the slaps, and I put you on my shoulders and put a long trench coat over us so I can sneak you in there. That's between you and me. Yep. But now, I don't know, like kids are so wily. They're so smart. I think all the kids that were around me growing up and I myself as a child, I remember being dumb as shit. Like so dumb, whereas kids now are really, really, they know so much stuff and they're so socially aware. Whereas I think about being 8 or 9 years old and I was like, I want that. Like that's what I want to do. I want to go do that. Whereas kids now are like, now what are the implications and the broader societal impact when I go and do that? Yeah. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I'm just saying, kids are maybe getting a little bit too smart for their own good.
Well, the fact that a 5-year-old picked up that an argument was happening over the fence and she had the audacity to fight back, I was just like, mate, you are set. You know where it's at.
I am so happy that is the response. I hope that's the response that I get where it's like granted all of my neighbors are quite elderly. So I hope my son doesn't immediately start like Dennis the Menacing, the lot of them, and just slingshotting their windows in. But it's good to know. Like there must have been a really fun moment as a dad where you're like, yeah, my kid's got some spunk.
They got some. She's got a bit of a spine going on here, like not standing down for nothing, which is great.
Yeah.
Given some of the argy-bargy that her and her brother get into, they're well versed for this world. There's no issues there whatsoever. Now you mentioned your pending son, and this week's episode focusing on, I guess, the halfway point of both our wives' pregnancies is that we've both been through our 20-week scans. And this is the big one for a lot of families, and it's the long one. It can take a lot of time. How did yours go?
It was too fast. It went too quickly. Everyone, what you just said then, that was like the disclaimer of booking into this. It's like, make sure this could take 3 hours. Don't book anything in on the other, for at least until, the afternoon, because we were in at 9 o'clock. Don't book into anything till the afternoon. You're going to need that time. The kid is probably going to be problematic. Most of them are when it comes to getting all of the images they need to get. We get in there. He's the most compliant little fucking what. And I got out and I was mentally ready for 3 hours of looking through the periscope. Yeah, and that's what I want. I want to look at him. I want to look, see all the things. And this, I don't know, maybe we just had the most skilled radiographer on the face of the earth who was just like, yep, good. Right, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
What about yours? How'd yours go?
Ours was very much the same. This is the third one that we've gone through, obviously. And this one was by far the quickest we'd ever had because we were fully prepared for the set aside up to 3 hours. This can take a really long time. This one, easy peasy. Clean as...
I remember you telling me your first one, or you might have even mentioned it in one of the previous episodes, that your better half needed to basically go out in the car park and do calisthenics to to try and maneuver the baby around. But this time, just go time right from the
Yep,
get-go. That's
easy
good.
peasy. And I'll talk about number 1 and number 2 in a sec, but I think it's really important to address what people can expect in a 20-week scan. There might be mums and dads out there who don't know what to expect, or it's coming soon, or they go, oh yeah, I can remember when that happened. Oh, great. For those of you who are interested, the 20-week scan checks the baby's anatomy and growth. It checks the surrounding structures and fluid, does a bunch of other checks like with heartbeat, and can also work out the sex as well. And basically the main deal is to try and detect any major structural things going on. That's just sort of the top-down view on it. And what we knew to expect with this before we'd done it at all was they've got to check all this stuff. And our first one was the classic case of it used the entire 3 hours. And this was when I was in a job where being away for more than half an hour was frowned upon. So I was like, guys, I'll see you in a bit. And sure enough, this just non-compliant. She just would not sit in the right spot. Because they got to check all the different, as you know, they got to check the length of the limbs. They got to check the size of the head. Has it got a brain? What's the heart doing? What's the spine doing? What's the abdomen doing? All these
The things you can see in that scan are wild as
Yeah.
well. Like, the measurements of individual bones and the counting of the facet joints and, the size of the brain and, the little what do you call it? Like it's not like a sonogram. It's like a heat. It's like the Predators thing, like the heat vision of the ventricles.
yeah. Oh yeah. That thing, like when it shows like a 3D thingy of like the blood,
Yeah,
like checking blood flow and stuff like that.
yeah, it's crazy. I don't. It was honestly one of the most mind-blowing things to go. I have seen now more parts of my son to be like internally. Than I've seen of my own body. Like I'm just like I've been kicking around for 37 years, and I've seen more of his bones than mine. Speaking of perfect segue, but there was so many segues.
Oh,
I could
no.
have jumped in here. Yeah. So like we sit down, it's all calm, it's nice and dark in there. We walk in the room, and the like lovely, health professional comes in, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. Okay, let's put the jelly on, let's get it on there, let's get it on. And first shot, bottom up view, leg spread, dick and balls, like right. And she was like, "Ooh," and I like pulled the wand off, and she like looked at us with these big like deer in headlights. She like, you know what sex you're having, right? You know the gender of the baby. And I'm like, well, we fucking do now. And she's like, oh my God.
Did you let
and
her sweat for a bit?
No.
Oh, I was going to say you should let her sweat for a bit.
Yeah, no, we'll let it sort of hang in the air like a fart in the elevator for a little bit. But then I was like, no, we got the blood test. And she was, oh my God, thank God for that. And I was like, fuck yeah, it's a boy, and what a boy.
That was the very first question that we had from our 20-week scan was, do you know the sex of the baby? And we were like, no, and we're not going to find out. And she goes, all right, we're going to do our best to avoid all the bits then. Like, fantastic, thanks.
Was she kind enough to like, because when they get in the zone and they're like, all right, now we're measuring the tibia, now we're doing this. And then she looks at you and goes, now we're measuring the schmishmina.
No, there wasn't any of that. She was fantastic. Where we go, they were very switched on to all of that. And to be honest, I wouldn't even know what to look for. This is being the third 20-week scan that we've been through, and all the other scans that we do, I've never spotted anything that made me go, I know what we're having. Maybe because I just like willingly don't want to try.
Like, what's your vibe? Like when you put your hands on the tum tum, what do your dad powers tell you are inside there?
This is so hard because we have our 20-week scans of each of our children on a board at home. We have a little history of who we've got. And this one, I swear, based off the head shape, because my male head is like, it has its own gravity, right? And it's that big and dense. And the head size for my son is very obvious when you compare my son and my daughter. And I swear this one is like almost in the middle of the two, which is really frustrating, but I'm erring slightly towards boy.
Okay,
That's what I'm feeling at the moment. My daughter hopes it's a boy, and my son he's just like, baby and mummy belly. By the way, when you feel on the tummy and you get the sensation of getting kicked, for me, like particularly later on when it's like they're bursting at the seams like a scene out of Alien, actually genuinely freaks me out. Like I can get a touch and I'm like, nah, that's it. Great. Felt it. Thanks. Got the memory. I'm out.
I'm gagging for that. I want that. My wife she's got all the sensations that are happening now. So I'll tell you about our game plan prepping for the 20-week scan because it's very similar to what I'm about to say. In our son is very much a night owl. So he comes to life post 8 p.m. Rest of the day, he's fine. He's there, like sort of rolls every now and then, kind of like turns over. Make a bit of room, But nighttime, he's like, it's party time. Backflips, rolling around in there. And she's there giggling and having a great time at the end of the couch and, experiencing motherhood. And I'm like, I just want the fucking like the kick. Give me the kick. I want to feel that on the outside. But I am also mindful of the fact that placenta location's going to, minimize the sensation. But we have noticed, I don't know if it's like it's just been coincidence that these things have happened, but chocolate, sugar, lollies, anything like that, party town. So we're on the way to
Me too.
scan, the 20-week scan, and and my wife's just like, pounding down sugar in the morning.
Just doing lines in the car park. Got the whiz
the
fist.
1 kilo bag of Coles, sugar, tablespoons of that. Slow down. You'd probably be healthier if you did a bit of meth compared to how much sugar you're eating. But yeah, like he just comes to life big time after that. Just very much Action Jackson, which worries me that he's got to be a bit of a sweet tooth.
Or firing on all cylinders. I know that a lot of stuff can transfer through breastfeeding as well. I had a cousin of mine had a daughter and his wife at the time had a Vindaloo. And the next day, baby was...
Jeez, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Baby was not happy. Baby was not happy at all. It's like going in for the milk and just going, oh, God, what is this?
Oh, God. What have you done? This is my favourite food and you fucked it up. like, this is all I like. I don't like anything else. Don't fucking ruin this for me.
So maybe that's a sign. Don't have a cheeky Vindaloo while you're breastfeeding. But hey, I'm not the boss of you. That might be funny.
We, full disclaimer, we are not in control of your body. If you want to pound a bunch of spicy curries and then breastfeed your baby,
go for
it.
it.
On you.
Then
that's on you.
You can deal.
It sounds like a you problem, really, more than an us problem.
You can deal with the poo volcano after that.
So you're in there. So let's say, you're in there. You have the 20-week scan. Everything's going really well. I without sort of prying too much. Everything's measuring right. You got 10 fingers. You got 10 toes.
Yeah, everything came up great, which is fantastic because I think there's naturally, as we've talked about in previous episodes, there's always a natural anxiety that you're like, well, am I going to find out something awful today? And that can always add can take a bit of joy out of it. But when within 30 seconds, or I think it was within 10 seconds, our radiographer was like, okay, heartbeat's there, that's all good, let's check the rest. And you're like, oh, okay, cool, no worries. And I remember the first time when they were like, okay, yep, there's a brain in there, that's all good. I'm like, I did not even know that you could check for that. And of course, this time I'm like, oh, I know you can check for that. And then you start asking, because I was just purely curious in the middle of the scan, I'm like, so what happens if you don't find a brain? And just started asking all these questions. And I think the radiographer was a bit like, this is a bit weird, but okay, I can answer these questions for you.
The fact that a medical professional has an answer to that question is scary as shit.
Yeah.
That is so scary. And that proves that all of my fears were well-founded. So I'm like, what if she puts it on there and there's like a fucking mouse in there or something like that, you know? What if there's a parakeet in there?
That super sperm of yours is maybe slightly tainted, perhaps.
Yeah, it's just a tadpole. It's turned into a frog in there.
Hey, like Peter Coombe.
My little frog prince.
But you did ask about if everything went well, and everything in this scan did go well. It was our very first scan with our daughter that did have an abnormality turn up, and that sent us off on a bit of a spin when we had it. And what happened is that she measured with a short femur. So the length of her femur was slightly shorter. And at the time, we're like, oh, okay, cool, no worries. But the radiographer was a bit like, oh, okay, like a bit concerned. I'm like, what's going on? And as it turns out, that a short femur can be indicative potentially of Down syndrome or dwarfism, among other things.
Yeah, right.
And we already knew at the time that we'd been cleared because we'd had the blood tests for Down syndrome and all that sort of stuff. But it made me think like I know I've got pretty short legs, and that's what I was trying to make myself feel better about, despite being over 6 foot, but got tiny little legs. And so
They called him back at uni, old tiny leg.
Old
tiny leg, Alex. Old no knees. Just
we're going upstairs. Everybody take a minute.
Yeah, just hip to ankle, one bone, no joint.
Just dragging my knuckles around campus. No, so that like gave us anxiety for a couple of weeks. Just like, okay, are we going to have a small child or a child with dwarfism? We'd been cleared for the Down syndrome, but we're like, what do I do? And of course, then we had like a scan maybe 4 weeks later, whatever, and the femur is perfectly normal. And what we learned from our obstetrician was that they can be off by a millimetre, and the ratio of where your baby fits in can be thrown off by 20, 30, 40%. So all of a sudden your baby's measuring completely out of the normal range because you're off by a millimetre. And so that's why they're like, don't panic. It'll be, let's just see how it goes. And as it turns out, she didn't have any of those conditions. So that was a relief, but it did give us a bit of a heebie-jeebie for a little while.
We kind of had the heebie-jeebies going into ours because I haven't mentioned this in previous episodes because of respect for my wife and the decision we wouldn't talk about this until, we'd had the 20-week scan. My wife's PAP-A is very, very low.
What's PAP-A?
So PAP-A is a protein that's made by the placenta, and in the first trimester blood tests, they pick it up, and it's sort of screened consistently throughout, and it's used to assess Down syndrome risk. Right. So it's a flag. It's not a indicator that the baby has a condition or whatever it might be. It's just one of the flags, and it's also like holds a high risk for preeclampsia.
Yes.
As well. So like obviously lots of now we've got an in-house blood pressure monitor that my wife checks a couple of times a week, and we monitor all that type of stuff. And going into the 20-week scan and everything was fine was a huge relief because it can also impact growth. It's generally an indicator the baby's going to come a bit earlier,
right?
As well. So there's a lot of sort of flags for more complex conditions. But so far, little fella's doing really well, and mum's doing really well. So it's just one of those things that, like the majority. Well, when I say the majority, I mean the vast majority of babies that are sort of go through the growth and all the trimesters with low PAP-A, they come out totally typical. What you'd expect of a baby. So it's only that small part, but when people start throwing those big, scary conditions like preeclampsia and so forth around, you immediately go, you're right up here in that stress zone. It was a huge relief to see that, the growth was very much within a normal or, within the typical percentile. Speaking of, do you know the percentile that your baby reached?
We were smack bang in the middle. Just totally beige, normal.
Just fitty.
I think it was basically 50%. You looked at the little graph that they give you with all the dots on it and stuff, and you've got the middle line, and then you've got sort of the outliers, bottom and top, and as that goes to the top right of the graph, and we were basically smack bang in the middle.
I'm going to dog ear this very conversation because I can't fucking tell this story yet because it will give away the name of my child.
Okay.
Right? So I have – so the percentile – I'll give you a little clue, right?
Okay.
So the percentile for our baby was 32%, which is very much in the normal range. Very much in the normal range. It was 32, right? Now, that number is very, very, it's very special, but that is the clue, and it is linked to the baby's name.
Okay, so we're dog-earing that conversation, and what I can talk about now, though, is because some people may have experienced this as well, is that when you have to hang around for 3 hours and having a scan. I can tell you that is uncomfortable for your partner, and it is uncomfortable for you as well. You have to sit there on a chair for so long. It's like, I mean, come on.
Oh,
They get to lie down.
sitting.
They get to lie down, get a tummy massage. That's
Put a
fantastic.
hammock in there. Put it like, is that too much to ask?
Here I am sitting on a
Think
chair,
about the lads.
just a wooden chair in the corner. Like, just think
Or
about.
actually, if you're in a wooden chair, I shouldn't complain because I was in a sort of like padded chair, no armrest though. I'm an armrest guy. I like my arms to go somewhere. Like if I don't have my arms to go if I don't have something to lean on, my hands I'm just like sit there and I just
Start massaging your
massage myself, and like put myself in the trauma pose, cradling myself.
Did they have a suggestion box at the front counter? Maybe you could like put something. Need armrests on the chair.
Get a chair with armrests. Get it from the wank station, the masturbation station.
If you've not heard the masturbation station story, do check out episode 1. Yeah, our 20-week scan for our daughter, now, as I said just before, lasted 3 hours because she was not playing ball. I'm talking about the baby, not my wife. And
your wife just kept getting up and walking out. They're like, no, get back here and lay down. I don't want to. I'm annoyed. You're annoying me.
Because what they do is because the reason why it can take so long is because baby doesn't get in the right position and they can't measure whatever they need to measure. So they might go and measure something else, come back, okay, can we measure the placenta now or the umbilical cord or something like that? And they have to move and make the baby move. And how do you do that? You can do that by moving around, coughing, laughing, I don't know, all sorts of things. So for 3 hours, I reckon we had multiple loo breaks to try and make the baby move that way. We had to go for a walk around the block at one point. I think she was doing squats in the car park at another point too. We went and had lunch because they said come back in 40 minutes. Have something to eat, have a coffee or whatever, see if that gets things to move as well. And that took 3 hours.
Wow. Did you feel judged by them in the end where they're like, you and your shitty baby. You two. Fuck's sake. After I've had all these like wonderful babies all week and then we got your annoying baby here. It's really shitting up my morning.
Yeah, there's like a line of 20 other women out the front door just like waiting to be scanned. Yeah. And we're like, no, we're going first. This is taking a while.
And they just give you the... God, every time they get excited, they like the next one in line goes to stand up as the door opens, and then your wife's out there doing power squats, and they're like,
No, not quite that. But I was genuinely just like, oh my word, why is this taking so long? And so then when we had number 2, that was maybe an hour and a half, something like that. And so I'm like, okay, yep, this is still something that takes a really long time. Because, yeah, they're checking the femur length, they're checking arm bone lengths, they're checking fingers and toes and all that sort of stuff.
Counting ribs, they're doing all the bits. Yeah.
Checking, what the amniotic fluid's doing, is the umbilical cord in the right spot, all those sort of things. Is the placenta doing what it's supposed to be doing? And then, so when we went for our 20-week scan the other day with number 3 and we were out in like half an hour, 40 minutes, I was like, is that it? Like, what now? Like
did you tell work that I went for 3 hours though? You just went and did something else?
Yeah. No, I was like, oh yeah, sorry guys, I'm not available, and just disappeared.
That's exactly what I did. I just turned my phone off. I got back and I was like, oh man, that was a tough one, guys. Nearly went for 4 hours.
Meanwhile, you're just like wiping tomato sauce off your face or something. You're like,
covered in banh mi crumbs.
Just popcorn, like, oh, did I leave that?
Yeah, why do you smell like Hoyts?
That's funny because that's a very specific smell, I will admit.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Have you actually, talking about going to the movies, have you thought about, and this is a segue, sorry, but it just comes to mind because you mentioned the cinema.
I'm for it, yeah.
Have you thought, are you guys moviegoers? Do you go to the movies?
Yeah.
How often would you go to the movies?
Oh, it's dipped off a bit lately, but I'd say, lately maybe we've been going once every 3 months or so. Like we went and saw the new Wicked. We went and saw some really weird James Franco one where he ended up like merging into the same person with Annie Breen. That was something. I didn't know how I felt about that one. But yeah, like I'd say once every 3 months. We could probably stand to go more.
Okay. What is your plan when the baby comes? Is your hope that you'll continue to go to the movies?
I will. I'm going out on a limb and assuming that I'm not going to be going to the movies with the baby. I am a baby in the movies, though. Like, I'll admit, like I am, like inside the movies,
Just shitting yourself in the seat, just like.
Well, I go to the movies and I get uncomfortable. I'm kicking the seat in front of me, and I've got chocolate all over my face, I'm like, covered in popcorn crumbs. The lights come on, and everyone looks at me, and they're like, "You were the most fucking annoying person to go to the movies with."
And your wife is just like, "I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry." Does she come like when prepared parents on a flight come with like bags of lollies for the people around them?
She gives me the iPad. She's like, "Just go on the iPad." Because like the last time I had full blown, like, I devolved into a full blown infant in the movies was during the most recent Jurassic Park, and I feel bad because I know that was like your very treasured childhood memories going to Jurassic Park.
I have deep feelings about the most recent Jurassic Park.
Oh, the most recent one, I was just out loud narrating my thoughts about what we were seeing in the movies with the other moviegoers.
Yeah.
When there was a dinosaur crossbred with a like gorilla and an alien,
something,
and the brain was on the outside.
Yeah.
I was just like out loud, what the fuck is going on with this movie? And multiple titters around me. There were some laughs. And I went, okay, I've got an audience.
I
ready. I got 2.5 hours worth of material here.
Which is funny because the last movie that I got to see was that Jurassic Park movie. And I went with a couple of other mates from high school who, 2 out of the 3 that we were with were also dads. And so, there was a lot of organising to get us all in the same cinema at the same time. And we all loved Jurassic Park movies. Like, let's go see the latest Jurassic Park. And I was sitting in the cinema and thinking, why am I wasting my night off with this movie? I was livid.
As a perfect segue, that's how I felt about the 20-week scan. Like, I look at and this is a very real thing, right? I refuse to watch a movie that goes for less than 90 minutes.
Right.
If it goes for 84, if it's on, one of the 2,000 streaming services we're accidentally subscribed to, and it's like run duration 84 minutes, I'm like, no, I'm not watching this unless I am at least 3/4 cut, so that I can laugh my way through it. And I was getting ready for like the 20-week scan. I assumed it was going to be like the Two Towers. Like, I thought we got 3 hours worth of this ahead of us. This is going to be great. And then the movie just ended at the 40-minute mark. And I'm like, cliffhanger.
That's great.
What a scam. They just they just want us to pay for another one.
Yeah, speeding us through, trying to get us at, like that early dinner service. Like, no, we got a next group coming through. No, I was sitting in the cinema, and this is like one of the rare times that I actually make a noise in the cinema. And it just came, I just said, that doesn't make sense. What is going, like, that is the dumbest thing you can do. And I turned to my mate next to me, like, this doesn't make, like, what are they doing? What are they doing?
The product placement in that movie as well is absolutely bonkers. Like, I think that someone's eating like a bag of Skittles on one of the, and the bag of Skittles is taking up like 3/4 of the screen. Where he's like, enjoys eating that. But that Snickers wrapper at the beginning, as it like wafts through, and I was like, this is a terrible product placement because you're sort of signifying that Snickers has killed all these people.
Yeah.
And I'm not one who thinks that Snickers is innocent, right? Like, Snickers in the real world, they've got a lot to answer for. But in this, look, I could go on for days about it. And I went on for days about it as the lights came up in the cinema when we saw it. Now, I think we're kind of creeping our way towards the break here. And I've got a very exciting word of the week. I'm looking forward to this one.
Fantastic. Well, let's hit that theme music.
It's time for Word of the Week. It's time for Word of the Week. It's time, for Word of the Week.
Word of the week this week is fontanelle.
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 I feel
Now,
like I've heard it.
I was devastated when I did the playback on how to pronounce this because it's actually spelled Fontanelle. So I thought it was like Fontanelli,
Right.
like Papadelli. And I was very excited about that. And I was walking around the house like a typical white guy, talking in a normal sort of like Australian accent and then having one word in my Italian accent. Fontanelle. As I was going around. Sidebar, best name. I think that's the traditional name for alphabet spaghetti, Fontanelli. It's not. It's not at all.
Oh, okay.
So Fontanelle, more commonly known as the soft spot on a baby's head.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a membrane-covered gap between the baby's skull bones, which allows flexibility for birth and brain growth with two main ones. And this freaked me out as well. I thought there was one soft spot. There's two soft spots.
My God.
You've got the larger diamond-shaped soft spot, which is the anterior, which closes at around 12 to 18 months, and the smaller triangular posterior, which closes at around 2 to 3 months. There's a lot of freaky things about this, but essentially it's why the baby's skull kind of goes into that weird shape as it comes out. And if you need another piece of evidence that we are living in a simulation, the fact that there is something about our biological existence that allows the bones grow later because the baby knows its fucking head's got to be squashed together. It allows the brain to grow really rapidly because the baby's born and then the brain sort of just like explodes. And then, the bones heal over. You are allowed to touch it, but freakishly, when a baby coughs, apparently it can like pop out a little bit. Couple little disclaimers here with Fontanelles or Fontanelle. If you're from Italy, it's also a bit of a health check spot as well. So if the fontanelle is sunken, it's a sign the baby is dehydrated, and you've got to get that baby to the emergency room like yesterday. And if it's bulging, it's a sign that there is pressure inside the skull, which is the excuse I've got for my gigantic forehead. Is my fontanelle was bursting open as this gigantic brain was growing inside my skull. I assume that's what happened to you as well.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think I had excessive just bone growth. I don't know whether the brain got any particularly larger, but it feels like
It's got 3 inches worth of skull
bone. Just a bit of space.
Like a fucking baseball helmet inside your skull.
We got my head around. I'm like, what is that swishing noise?
I was thinking about like what kind of club you'd have to use if you had a golf ball in the fontanelle. I assume it would be like a wedge.
That's awful.
Well, you're not hitting the baby. You're wedging the ball out.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course.
Like, you're not hitting the baby with it. You're hitting the golf ball that's in the fontanelle. So fontanelle is our word of the week.
Fantastic. Well, I just found the artwork for this week's episode on the socials, maybe.
This
week on The Podcast Gets Cancelled.
I'm going to have to, I know I said the sun's going down. I have to turn the overhead light on because being in this dark room is turning me into even more of a freak show than usual.
All right, well, let's head to the break. Let's let Scott turn his lights on in his house, and we'll be back with How to Dat.
Oh, my friend had a baby. Life flipped like a coin. Oh, my friend had a baby. Chaos joined the joy.
Wow, what a great episode. I like it a lot. You should give it 5 stars or leave a review. My dad works hard on this podcast. He would appreciate it. Sorry about the rude words. It's funny.
Diapers on the dashboard, milk stains on the moon. He says he's drowning in love, but man, it came too soon. Bassline pounding, heartbeat, wah-wah guitar scream.
my turn for How to Dad this week, isn't it?
It is. It is. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hit me with that. Hit me with that song, and then hit me with that question.
How to dad, how to do, fix a boo-boo or a shoe, got a tantrum, got no clue. How to dad, it's in your hand, step by step you'll understand. How to dad, you're the man.
My question for this week, Scott, is because it has happened to me already with a 5 and a 3-year-old. But Scott, how are you going to explain the birds and the bees to your son?
Let the boy watch. No, I'm gonna do that. Oh Lord. Oh God. I don't know why that got me as good as it did.
Hey, well, the kids are into short form content these days.
That's true. That is true. How are we going to explain the birds and the bees? Look, actually, it's funny you say that because I assume by the time I need to explain to him what that is, there's going to be all of this sort of pre-context that he's going to have from all of, because I've mentioned before he's the first boy in 29 years on either side of our family, right? So I think he's going to come preloaded with, there is a reason I need to be afraid of this. Because I think all of the women around him are going to be like, you must be respectful, you must do this, and you must do that. Like all the good things. And that's very true. He needs to do all those things. I very much plan on raising an incredibly respectful son. But I think it's a two-parter.
Yeah.
Right? I think there's the scientific thing. Like this happens and that's how you get a baby. And then I think there's going to have to be a second stage to that. So I picture it a multi-staged affair. I think, okay, you're old enough to understand you've got a body, you've got a penis. It's probably there for something.
Yeah.
Like there's probably something that thing does that you're not aware of just yet.
The weeing is
pretty
fun.
Fucking good. Like it's really fucking good. I think step number one is going to be like, okay, look, this is why, this is the why, and this is the how a baby is made. And then when he sort of reaches that stage where, the boys are sort of paying a bit more attention to, whichever gender they're interested in, like around that sort of 9, 10, 11 kind of stage where it moves beyond pulling of the pigtails and so forth and into the damn phase.
Why am I getting tingly when I look at this person?
Yeah. Why am I as hard as diamonds right now? That's got to be like the description he'll give his teacher. He gets up and he's just got one of those awkward mid-class boners. And she's like, what are you doing? And he'd be like, I don't know, but I'm hard as diamonds.
Something about the way why? Something about the way you walked in that door, just oof.
I don't know, miss. Are we about to make a baby? Because that's all I know about this.
The way you explain fractions,
when a baby needs to be made.
The way you explain fractions just gives me the actions. It's just.
But yeah, I think stage 2 is okay. There is a component of this, and it is the larger component, to be fair, in modern day society, where this is just really good fun as long as everyone's on board with what's going on. And I think there's probably a coming to terms that needs to happen for me. Because I didn't have the fucking internet when I learned about sex.
Yeah.
like we didn't have the internet. Like it wasn't like easy access to pornog and so forth. It was like, you just sort of listen to your health teacher, who's like a 70-year-old man. Like, right.
Now
you're going to do this and then you're going to bang. So 2-stage, that's my answer. 2-stage affair. One is the earlier sort of health literacy grounded. This is why you've got a penis and they've got a vagina, and that's how a baby is made. And then a later stage, okay, that there's baby making to be had, but this is the reality of sex.
Yeah. Oh,
What about you? Have you started that? I mean, your daughter's sort of heading towards that. You need to kind of have some convos. Not far off.
She is curious about how babies are made. She's like, how did a baby end up in mummy's tummy? I'm like, well, have I got a story for you?
Have you ever heard of Galliano?
Because she has asked the question, and this would have been maybe 6 months ago now. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, Dad's got some ingredients that he gives to Mum, and then there's a baby that's made from that. And sort of, I think, and then she lost interest and wandered off, which was the best outcome possible. I'm like, great. I'm like sweating bees, just like, well, this. So I wasn't surprised that I got asked that, but I thought it was funny. But I reckon, that legitimate conversation around that is going to happen in the next year or two about that penis goes in the vagina and there's a little dance and then the sperm comes out and it goes up and goes into Mum, and then there's an egg and all that stuff happens, and they do it because they love each other very much. And I am terrified of having that conversation. I will just say that for starters. Because I think, you do start with they're curious about the practical elements because they don't really understand the whole, for lack of a better term, the love making and reasons why and stuff like that, and the conversations around consent and all those sorts of things. I think the more, and let's be honest, that's the more complicated stuff that comes. That I reckon that's going to come between that 8 to 11 stage, maybe. Because I remember, which is a good segue, because there's also what the schooling system gives the kids as well. And I remember as a kid that you would, and in primary school, is that you'd get some sort of sex education. And I remember fairly early on, and my mum's going to correct me on this, but we went to school, there was an after dark session, which sounds very...
Very blue.
Very suspicious. But it was
a viewing.
A viewing, like that Monty Python scene, right?
Yeah.
And the man puts his penis in the vagina. No, it wasn't quite that. It was a sex ed session in the library where there was a speaker, and it was a very frank, forward conversation around how it all works. And this is how it happens. We could opt in. We didn't have to be there if we didn't want to. But obviously my parents didn't want to have that conversation with me. They were going to force someone else to do it. Yeah, and that's sort of how I learned. And it was just, and thinking about how I felt about that at the time, the best that I can remember, because I can remember being there, was, okay, so that's how it works. All right, no worries. And so what I'm hoping is that gives me the confidence when I get asked the question. It's like, well, this is how it works.
Did your parents, on that topic of the school-based sex ed, did your parents have to sign a consent form for you to go to that?
Oh, back in the 90s, probably not.
Yeah?
Just go.
In our school, they did. They had to sign a consent form. And there was, and I don't know if this is correlation, causation, or just coincidence, but there was a kid in our class, I'm not going to name his name, right? If anyone from my old school is listening, they'll know exactly who I'm fucking talking about, though. He had consent, but he forgot his consent. He left his consent form at home that was signed by his parents. He was almost forcibly removed by the class, like asked.
Oh my gosh!
Point, get up, get out of here. This isn't for you. This is for everyone else. And he grew up to be an absolute freak show. Like I don't know, like that was like a turning point for him, where he just like isolated, and he's like, right, I'm not like everyone else.
Oh no!
And like that's a very crystallized memory for me, and thinking, oh God, thank God that's not me. And then the 70-year-old science teacher walks in. I'm like, fuck, I wish that was me. This is so weird.
The wild stuff, I think, with school sex ed comes when you go to high school and you get that dedicated session from your PE teacher for a couple of weeks in like year 10 or 11 or whatever it was. I remember two distinct moments stick in my brain about having sex ed at high school. And one of them was we got to ask anonymous questions. So we got to put things in a hat, and the teacher, this is our 60-year-old male teacher, and he pulls a question out, and one of the questions is, what does sperm taste like? And I can't remember the color of his face at the time, but I can imagine it went through a few shades of the rainbow. And I think he was like, I don't have the experience to understand what it tastes like, but next question.
There's something weird about the fact that the PE teacher teaches sex ed. And you're right, because our PE teacher in high school taught us sex ed. And he was a pretty young teacher. Like, he'd only been out for a few years. And we were all sort of 15, 16.
Yeah.
And kind of looking at him and he's up there kind of awkwardly, doing the hand gestures.
Yeah,
and he's like, finger in the vagina. And then... I remember we all got out of there and we were like, wasn't that just teaching us how to play volleyball like fucking last week? Like, what happened? What happened between then and now? Like, why are we just stick with volleyball, man? You're not really good at this part.
I know. So I think it just must be that because they do all the health stuff, and of course, then sexual health becomes. I mean, I don't know what high schools do now, so please feel free to let us know.
I assume it's a bit better now.
I imagine there's
it's
some.
Not. I don't know. No
to
offense to any health teachers out there.
Well, I say there were 2 moments, but there are actually 3. Another moment was: did you have the plastic banana that you pulled it off, and there was a penis inside of it? Did you guys have that? So,
what are you talking about?
We had
I
props.
didn't know where that was going because the first thing you said was, did you have that plastic banana that you pulled it off? And I was like, what was going on in your school?
Mate, the public school system in South Australia is on fire.
I was like, is it like, are you masturbating banana until the skin comes loose and then all the white mash comes out? Is that
not
what's
quite.
going on there?
So,
and it's like, if it doesn't take you this long, you're firing off too quickly.
So we had props. We had props at school, and this was a lesson where I think it was about how to put on a condom. So we all got our plastic bananas with our optional penis on the inside. And,
optional penis.
Well, you could either
choose. You could opt in, opt out.
You could choose to put the condom on the banana, or you could rip it off and put it on the penis.
Okay, all right, I'm with you now. Okay, so now I was like, all right. So why is there you're opting into the penis banana, or you just get a normal banana? Who's choosing the penis banana? Like, that's an awkward thing. The teacher's like, right, we've only got 4 penis bananas. Who's got who's been the best in the class gets the penis banana?
No,
who's been the worst? Who's been the worst in the class? They just fucking lob it across the room.
Yeah, no, it was a 2-for-1 deal. So to give the visual, it was a plastic banana, and you removed some of the banana as it was like a sheath, and beneath it was a plastic penis. Right? And so this was a lesson.
You can tell what kind of student I was. Like, I'm already in stitches, man. I'm already laughing.
And yeah, for me, I was just like, this is the greatest day of my life. And so the task was to put a condom on the penis, so you could learn how to do it properly. So we got the full deal. And our male PE teacher at the time opened his, and the penis fell off, like it broke away from the banana, and out loud he goes, "Oh, I can see Mrs. Miss, like the other PE teachers, had a hold of this again." And I'm just sitting there just going, like, when you don't know whether to be like you just fall apart, like you break inside because something's so funny. He's like accused the other PE teacher of getting a hold of the plastic penis.
She's got a hold of the banana cock. We had one prop for the condom demonstration, and there was no banana skin wrapped around this. It was just a big, hefty, meaty cock. And then, but it was too big. Like, the prop was too big, and like we were all looking at each other like, "Oh yeah, mine's like." It's definitely like it's bigger than this.
Oh, so you brought the small one to class.
Oh, what's this little tic tac you brought in? And he bangs it, he pulls it out and slams it on the table. It's got a big wooden base, and we all looked at each other like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, are you serious? It's like a rolling pin. And then, but no one says. Everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, you know."
Oh,
It's
yeah,
absolutely-
no, yeah, no.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well,
they're like, because it's like mixed gender as well.
Yeah.
Like you're there as a teenager trying to save face, but all the guys are like, "Oh no." Oh, no. And there was a very robust open discussion that happened in the courtyard afterwards.
a showing.
And I was so glad it wasn't me that started it. It was one of my mates came up to me. He's like, "Look, this is going to be a weird question to ask you, but we've all showered together, right?" And like, I don't really look down. I'm just like a stare straight ahead kind of guy. But that wasn't, that's not what it's meant to look like, right? And funnily enough, we found out later all the girls had a similar conversation, but it was one of horror.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh my God. Like, is that what we're up against? Jesus fucking Christ." So yeah, we had the rolling pin cock and the baby think it over. So, and if
that's
that
so funny.
rolling pin cock didn't make you think it over, the baby think it over wasn't going to do shit.
Oh, that's fantastic. And yeah, the last thing that my PE instructor as part of sex health ed did was we had all the doors in our classrooms, the door handles, they had door knobs, so they were round, and he smothered it with lube and he said, "Try and get out now."
And so for some reason, I thought you were gonna say that when you turned the doorknob, it opened up and there was another penis inside them, like the banana.
It's just
And
cocks
then your
after
PE teacher's
cocks.
like, and that's why you don't go down dark alleys. You never know where the penis is going to be.
No, he made us all line up and try and get out of the room with his lubed up doorknob.
Jesus, it's so dark.
But it was funny. I thought it was funny. I'm like, now I know what lube feels like.
It's funny, but it's questionable.
And off we went to lunch to go to the canteen with all lubed up hands. It's like, what do I
It
do?
certainly would take up an entire 50-minute session with a therapist. Now, today, I'm going to talk about the time my PE teacher lubed up a doorknob. Okay, sit down, Alex.
It was really
down.
funny. It was like, no, you face trauma.
Now, you're using humour as a coping mechanism.
Well, I'm glad you answered that question, Scott. And I'm glad
Yep. And thank you for sharing your, awkward partial experience so far.
I think these are the conversations that I think are very valuable to have with your kids, and hopefully anyone listening at home can share their stories as well. And if you do have a question or a comment, or you want to send something in, we've got our social accounts. We've got our Facebook. We've got our Instagram. Send us a direct message through there, and we can get in touch. If you've got questions or feedback, we would absolutely love to hear from you. Scott, I think we're working on an email as well, which we'll get that out so we can get you to send stuff in as well, which would be fantastic. I think, Scott, we've covered a lot this week, and for
a lot of territory. That's a lot. I'm sort of emotionally worn from all of this.
it's quite the roller coaster.
It brought me back all these weird memories of being emasculated by the rolling pin penis.
Haven't made a pizza since.
Yes, no, we've covered some important territory, and it was good hearing about your experience with the 40 weeks scan. I'm really glad for you and your partner that it was a bit more condensed and less hectic than the first couple. Yeah, hopefully you guys had a lovely brunch while you lied to your workplaces about why you're not there.
Yeah, I took my time. Getting back. All right, thank you very much, Scott. I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you very much, Alex. A pleasure as always. And for all you tired parents out there, remember, lawn trimmings in the green bin, baby in the swing.
Oh, my friend had a baby. Chaos join the joy.
Podcast.